Be seen and be heard in your naturalness. Okay, so your gifts cannot be understood through the mind. You have downloaded your profile, you have booked your consultation. If you haven't, do it right now. The link is below. Just pause this video and do it right now if you're not on my calendar for whatever reason. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to it. So, the gifts that are in there in your hologram, they can only be understood through the heart. This is the pathway of the heart. And in my work with my clients, I use constellations to discover them. It's about experiential understanding. You're going to be guided into a journey. Literally, you're going to be walking through the core of your core four, first in your genius sequence. And as we're doing that over the period of the first 10 weeks, you're going to be flipping a lot of your shadows into your gift frequencies, and you're going to start taking a very different action in your business. As I guide clients through this, they begin to find their core, their inner pillar. The shadow is sort of out here, the core is inside. It begins to show itself piece by piece, revealing different aspects of their essence. There's two types of entrepreneurs. One is those that are operating in their outer self, their unconscious shadows, because they have been kicked out of their inner self. They have been kicked out of that when they fractured, when splits happened. A lot of the times in early childhood, sometimes even pre-birth, it was pre-planned, it was orchestrated, and needed to go this way, right? So you have entrepreneurs, most people, about 85% population, who are operating still in their shadows and therefore below the level of empowerment and integrity. Most people out there, many to varying degrees. The second is those operating from their inner self in their gift frequencies, and that is the goal. It's with inner connection and inner conviction. And some of us go back and forth. I had 2 years where I was in my gifts, and then I got pulled by my unresolved sacred woundings into the outer, and life became a nightmare, and I lost everything. And it was so that I could move deeper into my inner gifts, into my inner core. So, as my clients move into the center of their being, they develop a different kind of power, one that is more free, more and more free of the bondage of the self. If you ever heard that before, it's a term from AA, 12 steps. This power is free of worrying about who approves of you and who doesn't. That is often unconscious. Obsessing over what's safe and what's not. Who's going to buy this? What should I create for the market? Blah, 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 blah. Is anyone even going to like this? Who can I hire? How much can I pay them? Those questions disappear when you know your gifts and when you're inside of yourself, when you step back or step into your inner pillar, because you begin to understand that if you, with exactly who you are and the gifts that you bring, were not needed as the part of the collective dream, you wouldn't be here. These are the things that you were born with. It's not that you won't be asking how I should serve, but it's going to be asked from a place of empowerment and love, and not how can I get, because I don't actually trust that I will survive unless I go along with what's out there. You will begin to have tremendous level of self-trust and inside out based creation. As I begin it's so crazy. As I started guiding people through it, they literally started just leaning into tremendous amount of power and manifesting some crazy stuff, which I'm sure I'll talk about in a bit. So honoring your unique gifts is an incredibly tricky territory, because most of us have been shamed for who we are from an early age. We may not remember, but it's true for most. And it wasn't even conscious for our parents. It's just the way things were. So my clients begin to find out that love operates through them in their unique ways, tied to their 11 gifts, and specific ways that those gifts are connected creates a very unique tapestry. One of my clients who embraced this shift went from being sick. She's actually the first one who took a chance on this. And I'm just so grateful for her courage. I mean, holy shit. Literally was when we started to working together under the covers for a month because what was coming up and the lessons that were coming were just too much. And her nervous system and her health started shutting down. There was a conflict with a business partner and other things, and people on Twitter calling her things, and it was just crazy. But she began to work with it and started to brave the minefields of what was showing up and flipped from the victim mindset and hiding and people pleasing whatever into the nourishment of these and let me see what this really is. And 2 weeks ago it was like one of those, she shared her mission on Twitter. She had 24,000 people who watched it, including 600 people who were watching her live all at the same time. This was not something that was a promoted launch. It was just like a random video. She shows up, right? Because she's standing fully in her pillar, in her confidence as she's doing this. The presence is so powerful. The mission is so powerful. The spirit is so powerful. It's speaking through her. It's attracting the people to her, right? And she's designed for this. She has some specific keys for leadership. Not all of us are meant to operate that way. Some of us are more behind the scenes guiding others. I'm not here for my individual success. I'm here for your success. You're the one who's going to be shining, right? In many cases. Or maybe you're more like me, behind the scenes, work with the ones who are meant to shine. Each of us have a very different role, very different keys. But her presence was so powerful, just cutting through the noise and attracting exactly what she needed to attract to make the next step. And she has all sorts of people reaching out, getting funding from billionaires, just got invited to an incubator when they get sizable amount of funding. It's a huge project. I can't quite disclose what's going on, but it's something that changes the landscape of healthcare and research, how it's done, and takes on the FDA. So it's going to be something. Anyway, so the wins keep coming. The challenges have not stopped because evolution never does. It becomes different. She continues to walk the initiation, right? But everything becomes an enriching opportunity to walk through it and to bring it to the table. So, the process. The Gene Keys offers a way to work with life and with business, and we gradually uncover the 11 core shadow archetypes that are hiding your gifts and begin to unpeel them and unravel them, just as you're unleashing yourself and finding your voice and your power and your mission and your passion through that. Because all the keys are allowing is for you to find yourself and to live yourself and to create from yourself business exactly as it's meant to be created. So it's through dedicated and deep work we make the unconscious shadow unconscious, and then we integrate them. It's a beautiful process because it's exactly what we came here to do. This is literally what we signed up for, right? There's different ways to do it: meditation, contemplation, um there's different modalities, but to me this is just such a fabulously organized way to work with the shadows, and just like right there, these are your gifts. It's like such a confirmation, the mind cannot question it. It's right there. So from there we move into VIP days where we actually work on your business and we redesign it, and that's where I bring my gift of invention, which I love. And you'll also be rebuilding as you go. Literally, there's one foot in shadow integration and the other one in building. It's one of the principles that you'll hear about in a bit. The work frees up, the work we do here actually frees up your energy. It cleans your field so that you do have more energy, you do have more flow, your frequency lightens, and the innovation invention starts to come through. Because as you rescue yourself from from your unconscious shadows and from the places you have given your energy away, and where your energy is dissipated and maybe even stuck with different people, you get your energy back. And these shadows are like the dense layers in your aura. The less dense your energy becomes, the more connectivity you have to earth, to the mother, to the father, to yourself, right? More divine wisdom, more genius ideas, more intuitive clarity, more ability to see what's going on in your team, what people are really dealing with, and not the triggers that it's bringing inside of you. More intuitive clarity, more ability to guide other people through their stuff if that is your calling, right? But to be clear, this is not about chasing a high vibe streak. It's about integrating the shadows that already exist. So, the turning point. For a long time, I literally dreaded my business because I was exhausted from pumping people up, right? That was like the turning point for me. When I was leading all these clients through business coaching, but I was pouring my energy into them, and my clients would tell me every Monday that they relied on me to energize them. And I should never stop. Like, they would tell me, like, never change. But I realized, like, oh, this feels horrible. Thank you for saying it, because that just really makes me feel horrible. Because this isn't my calling. I'm not a business cheerleader, I'm a liberator. At my core, yeah, make your millions, but I don't even care about that. Live your soul's mission. I do care about that. So I didn't want people living off my energy and getting big results without transformation. That was like when I decided I'm done. I cannot run this business, and I let go of over 100 clients and eventually 12 staff members. I didn't want to admit it to myself. I was conflicted and all that, but it just wasn't possible. There comes a point where you're just like, I want real transformation. So if you're a visionary and you want 2025 to be the year you actually, it sounds so cheesy, uncap your potential, but literally uncap your potential, I will say that, and step deeper into yourself, I'm launching a brand new mentoring program called Inside Out. It's a unique, one of a kind program that helps you both crack your gifts open, but we don't stay there. I bring both to the table. You will get guidance on both, or go deep into that, deep into yourself, and also build your business. Well, to be clear, you'll build your business, but I'll guide you through the different aspects. So what that includes is one-on-one mentoring, currently at beta. It's very reasonable pricing, and a 10-month program with the option to start currently. I might take it back. We'll see how it goes. But currently, I will start with the option to only do the Genius sequence, which is 10 weeks. A small group option with the element of group calls built in. I'll talk more about that in the next video, I think. And it's for you. You actually don't need massive success under your belt. You don't need to even know what your vision is, mission is. You don't need to be perfect at speaking publicly. None of that. Actually, I was quite terrible. I had to do a presentation in when I was getting my MBA, and I literally ordered Valium on the black market from India because I could not handle public speaking. It was just the most terrifying. It was like pressing bread in my woundings. Now it just can't make me shut up. It's like once the warrior is activated, once my heart, my pro is activated, you can't make me shut up. So, you don't even have to sacrifice yourself for your business. Actually, we want the opposite. Your business becomes the thing that you can't not. You literally can't not. It's an outlet for your expression and creativity. Your soul wants to express itself. You need to express yourself. I'm meant here to sit in the mountain. I know some people do that. Some teachers teach that, but that's not what you're here, and that's not why we're here. We're here to be seen and to be heard and to express. When we repress this, I see people around me, and I was there myself. There's just so much energy, and they're so depressed because they're holding themselves back, and all this energy is pent up inside. It has to come out. It has to flow. It has to move. You have to create. You have to speak. You have to be heard. And all this, but I don't know. I don't know. No, 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 right? It has to be broken through. So this program works no matter who you are, no matter where you are. There are some principles of success. So these are the principles for success. Number one, you treat every experience as an enriching one. What does that mean? Is that in its basic, it's like don't be a victim. But most of us don't like to think of ourselves as a victim. Even I don't like to be called that, but I still go there. So it's taking everything, not like life is a struggle and it's so hard. It's literally taking it as the medicine and bringing everything to the table. Every experience is an enriching one, even if you're having a shitty day. It's usually that you've been thrown to see the next layer of your own jail. And so you're going to be in a shitty day for a day, and but you're going to be open minded about it. Why am I here? Why am I in this jail? And you find the door at the end of a day. And the shittier day it is, the bigger door you find to more joy. It's like that. Number two, inner and outer work must go together. There's no shadow work without taking an action, because then you'll backslide. If you're like, okay, I'm just going to take the next leap when I fix myself, you're just going to keep sliding back. It's one foot in the action, one foot in shadow work all the time. You have to balance that. We're here to evolve, and we're here to implement it in this 3D realm. If we didn't, like, we wouldn't need this realm. We could just be doing shadow work in non-form, not be in the body and space and time, right? So this is the perfect um playground for evolution, and the business, it's like the most perfect opportunity, right? So that's number two. Number three, work all areas of your life. We work all areas of our life. It works both ways. You make a shift over here in business, and it transcends into your family and how you communicate with your kids and whatnot. But it also goes the other way. If you're ignoring an issue over here, I saw this for myself when I'm just like, you know what, I can't handle this. My nervous system is freezing up around my daughter, but I'm just going to work more on my business, and it just wouldn't let me. But the more my relationships with my daughter improves, the more intimacy there is, the more I work through issues there, forgive me, the more the more opens up in my business. The spirit doesn't compartmentalize, it doesn't differentiate between, this and this and that. It's all one, right? And number four, honor the needs of your body. Honor your needs. So to be blunt here, maybe a little bit controversial, forgive me, but important. If you're all clogged up, if you're eating junk food and you're stuffing your system with toxins, if you're so boosted up that you have like magnets sticking to your body, if you're not getting outside, it's your connectivity is broken. You have to be cleaning and clearing yourself up on all levels, the physical, the emotional, and the mental. And God, I need those reminders every day, because I have addiction in my 24. If I could, I would be eating chocolate all the time and taking in all kinds of toxins. But it's in service. It's my devotion to divinity that I don't do that kind of shit, that I keep this vessel as clean and clear, because the more I do that, the more divinity can operate through me. So for to succeed in your journey inside of yourself, we have to be making steps, cleansing, clearing, taking care of ourselves. It's not that we can look good and be toned or whatever. Who cares? Your energy shines however you look. It's not about the looking good, but it's that we feel good, that we're healthy. That's like a self-care is a major area, honoring our needs, sleeping well. We can't be of service to nobody if that's not in place. So those are the four principles for success. And then show up, right? Do the contemplation, do the work. But I'm not too worried about that, honestly, because your soul has called you here and there's something there for you. There's just if your heart, it will pull you through, right? And we'll know when you need to take a step back and integrate, and you'll go out of contact for a few days, and that's totally fine. And then you'll be back. And, sometimes you need to disconnect from the field and do your inner work, and sometimes you need to connect, right? I'm not to pour my energy into anyone and shower them and overwhelm them, we need to trust ourselves and operate based on ourselves. So yeah. All right. So next, I can't wait. We're going to dive into the vision for 2025.